There's up to 9 feet of man-made snow on the mountain you see behind me. Things aren't going great in the truck either. We'll see how Paul Wieland handles an adverse situation when one of his crew members has to leave the game early. Event organizers suggest as little as 30 minutes of activity a day. The St. Bonaventure community mourns the loss of Assistant Sports Information Director Brian Moretti. As bears, like the one SBU TV filmed, emerge from hibernation, they've lost a considerable amount of weight, so they turn to easy food sources, like garbage from dumpsters. And for someone down on their luck, this temporary shelter may be their only option. Charging stations like the one you see here are cost efficient for Holiday Valley customers. In the hopes of bolstering sales, Apple has released 2 new iPhones, 2 new iPads, and 3 new laptops. Sports are a phenomenon. Millions tune in to watch sporting events every night. So theft and destruction of this manner has left the St. Bonaventure community wondering why. This was the scene Monday afternoon behind Townhouse 23 on the campus of St. Bonaventure University. A black bear believed to be between 3 and 6 years old was sleeping just yards away from the student dorm. Senior Andy Pacheco was surprised to see the young bear so close to his apartment.
I walked into my room and my window faces outside, so I figured it was just a dog, but then I looked closely, I'm like, definitely looks like a bear.
But the SBU campus isn't the only place this bear has been hanging out. Located less than a quarter of a mile from St. Bonaventure, the Tasty Toro restaurant has been a hot spot for the mammal since it's too early in the year to find its natural foods. As bears, like the one SBU TV filmed, emerge from hibernation, they've lost a considerable amount of weight, so they turn to easy food sources, like garbage from dumpsters. That same bear was killed in this very dumpster on Tuesday. Tasty Toro owners Don and Linda Blinn noticed the weakened animal on their property and called the Department of Environmental Conservation.
He lifted the lid up to put the garbage in, and he said the bear was just laying right in there.
At first I got right back out of the way. And then I called, and then they came up and we opened the lid careful, and he was just too weak to hardly even move. That's how bad he was.
We immobilized the bear with a drug cocktail that we use on wild animals. And at that point, the animal was humanely dispatched.
I felt bad that that's what had to happen, but I knew if it was sick, that was the best thing for it.
There's always a possibility that you could take the bear and move it someplace else, but once I assessed her condition, it was determined that she was just too far gone to really survive.
According to Spirito, the bear was inflicted with sarcoptic mange, a fatal disease amongst mammals that causes organ damage and weight and fur loss. So what should you do if you cross paths with a black bear?
We don't want you to approach them. You can take a picture and look from a distance away. We certainly don't chase after them.
For SBU TV, I'm Mark Belcher. Electric car charging stations are popping up across New York State to fill the need of thousands of New Yorkers who own hybrid vehicles. Moving to close the gap and build infrastructure which will allow hybrid owners more freedom is a collaboration of government and business.
We ended up partnering with NYSERDA, that's New York State Energy Research Development Authority, and ChargePoint on $1 million grant.
Along with their other business partner, Holiday Valley Ski Resort, National Grid recently established one of 2 electric car charging stations in Cattaraugus County. Jane Eschbaugh of Holiday Valley said the popular ski destination is picking up the electricity tab for hybrid drivers. Wagger says the groundwork for hybrids is sorely lacking, and that needs to change before people and the environment can start reaping the benefits of electric-powered cars.
I look at it the same way as I do with windmills and solar power and that sort of thing. It has to start somewhere.
National Grid marketing representative Emily Smaldino says people are frequently confused at the new technology and sometimes unsure of how to use it.
We'll get this charge pass. It's almost like a bonus card or a gym pass. So you just swipe your card and it just plugs in.
Charging stations like the one you see here are cost efficient for Holiday Valley customers. Eschbaugh says they're not so much worried about the cost, they're worried about the environment.
Remember that we need to take care of the environment because we want it to be winter every winter.
Wagger believes these hybrid vehicles will be much more common to see on the road in the years ahead.
Plug-in electric vehicles are more than just a new way of transportation. They're actually the wave of the future.
For SBU TV, I'm Mark Belcher. Westfield, New York is 75 miles from Olean, but the small town shares a region-wide issue: homelessness. Parishioners of the St. Peter's Episcopal Church experimented with this firsthand when a homeless man began sleeping just outside of the religious building. Reverend Virginia Carr said they had no option but to ask him to leave.
We felt very badly about that. because we felt convicted that as a church we should be helping people, not sending them out onto the street.
So members of the church pulled together $300 and decided to build a shelter for the homeless.
Time was of the essence. We know we didn't dot all the I's and cross all the T's necessarily, but we thought action is what's needed.
Eggert took the lead in building an insulated 8-foot-long, 4-foot-wide, and 3-foot-high hut, which houses one person. When January brought sub-zero temperatures, several people made use of the shelter, which the church stocks with supplies.
It's been one of the harshest winters Western New York has seen in a couple of years, and for someone down on their luck, this temporary shelter may be their only option.
The closest resources for the homeless are located 20 miles from the church. Eggert says the few homeless in the area are out of sight, but shouldn't be out of mind.
I would think that if you were the one person that was homeless, that'd be a pretty significant number to you. I know it would be to me if I were homeless.
Carr said with the help of individuals and groups, they hope to build more shelters across the entire county.
I hope that it will inspire people to at least talk about the issue of homelessness and inspire people to act.
For SBU TV, I'm Mark Belcher.